Hello friends, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and welcome to Path of Exile Episode 2. I posted the first one up on Reddit to get it a little bit of exposure, and we had some mixed results. Some people liked it, and some people left me very mean comments. I'm talking about you, John, and let me tell you one thing, John, double first name. Let's see, dude's second left is not duelist, it's shadow. Why do you not even learn the basics and make videos? Shame on you. Shame on me. Well, I've been playing this game for 3.5 years, and let me tell you, John, I know the difference between a duelist and shadow. This is a duelist, and this is a shadow. So, don't doubt my wisdom ever again, and let's get started. Alright, so we are going to actually go back. We had previously progressed to the ledge, and we'll be going to the submerged passage again. So I'm going to go there, and I will pull up our destination once I get there. Alright, here is the telltale sign that you've gone too far. If you reach this bridge that goes up right here, that means you've gone too far and you need to go back. So we must have missed the quest somewhere back here. We'll use our Quicksilver Flask to go faster, see if we can find it really quick. And it's probably down here. It's either kind of north-ish or south-ish, generally speaking. There you go. Okay, so you see this little red door? We're going to be going to the flooded depths. I'm going to allocate my skill here. We're going to pick up Aspect of the Eagle next. And down here, we're going to fight a Granddaddy Crab. Aw, yeah. So I'm just going to skip to the boss fight, and I'll see you there. Alright, here we are at the Granddaddy Crab. We've run in, you can barely see him, he's in blue right here. It's called the Deep Dweller. And, well, we've gotten ourselves into a little bit of an issue chasing an abyss down here. So, let's take care of that. And I guess we can kind of do both simultaneously. Perfect. Yeah. Alright, open up the abyssal treasure. We get a large life flask, and I pick up some random garbage on top of it. Let's destroy this dry jaw. That sounds like a condition of some sort. And we'll pick up our Stygian Vice, which is one of the mechanics of this league. Kind of a socketed belt, which is pretty cool. We're just going to keep our Rustic Sash for now, though. Throw this on the ground. And upgrade our life flask. And let's go back to town. Ooh, never mind. A serrated arrow. Quiver. That gives us physical damage. We're going to put that on. Now we'll head back to town. I also upgraded my bow in the meantime. I got a 2 to 4 physical damage, 5% attack speed short bow, which is really good. And we're going to do two things here. We leveled up, so we're going to allocate Aspect of the Eagle. And we killed the Granddaddy Crab, so we're going to get a Book of Skill. I'm going to go through Primal Spirit down to Finesse to get attack speed accuracy. And also this gives Strength and Intelligence, which will help us with gear. So one thing I want to point out right now is that gear and skill gems both require certain stats. So as you can see, this has level 6. Some of them will also have a requirement of a certain amount of strength. So Ancestral Call requires level 6 and 15 strength. And as they get higher level, those stat requirements go up. So sometimes if you want to use, for instance, we're a dexterity character, but if we want to use an intelligence gem like improved critical strikes, for instance, or a strength gem like weapon elemental damage, we're going to need to get some stats on the tree. This gives 20 of each strength and intelligence, which is pretty handy. And there are various other locations where you can pick up a large amount or small amount of the stats. For instance, when we go up to the shadow tree, inevitably, we'll be going through an intelligence and a strength node on the way, giving us 10 each for that. Alright, let's go back to the ledge and progress through there, and I'll pull up at the next zone. Alright, so at the end of the ledge, you come to the climb. The climb is not quite as straightforward as the ledge, but it's fairly straightforward still. I'm going to avoid... Actually, this is a pretty good Elrion mission. Elrion is going to ask us to destroy these relics, and we have a time period to do it, a certain period of time. We're just going to do that and get experience. Generally speaking, when you start, you should probably try to make sure you get the masters. I'm trying to skip through the zone a little bit because, well, all the abyss and basically doing everything has caused me to be a little bit over leveled. If you press tab, you can see the monster level of the zone you're in the upper right hand corner. The climb is monster level 7. I can see over here that we missed the waypoint. I am going to go grab it. We don't really need to go back into this zone, but I'm going to be pretty completionist in this. So we are going to grab this waypoint. You can see if I look at my character sheet, I'm level 9, so I probably don't really need to kill much at this point. I'm just going to kill things that get in my way, or just to get flask charges, basically. This will give me some recoveries. And the nice thing about Mirage Archer is it kind of takes pot shots at creatures while I'm running. I'll skip the zone boss here too. This is the zone boss. It is just a guy who does a lot of range damage. And I've already done this in this league, but there is normally Navali in this cage right here. Navali is going to, she's going to give you prophecies, which give you various little mini quests to do, or will give you various bonuses when you enter certain zones or complete certain actions. So she's pretty important to get. That's where those silver coins that you may see on the ground every once in a while and pick up, that's where those go. You give Navali your silver coin, she gives you a prophecy. So next we're moving into the lower prison. Only misery. And in the prison, you'll go back to Lion's Eye's Watch with this waypoint because you have completed a quest. It says talk to Nessa right here. Talk to Nessa and she'll give you another support gem, which is pretty handy. I do not have any 3 links, and I want to keep Mirage Archer. I'm going to pick added cold damage for now. I may pick up LMP, lesser multiple projectiles, but what I can do is anybody who sells wands and jewelry, once you've completed quests, if you click on the second tab, she'll be selling everything that you've been able to get so far. So I kind of want to level up an increased critical chance, so I'll pick that up for 1 Orb of Transmutation, which is a decent deal. And there are multiple different vendors you can get these from later on as well. So, and then I'm going to look to see if I can find a 3-link item. Alright, so I did find a 3-link item. It's a battered helm. I can buy it for 1 armorer's scrap, which I have plenty of. I'm kind of going, this would normally be solo self-bound, but I'm gonna use my chromatics to make a point here. So you can use chromatic orbs, which can be purchased, or they can be found on the ground, or you can also basically purchase them. If you can find a 3-link in the store that has 1 of each color, let me see if I can find an example, and they're all linked together. Unfortunately, it looks like there aren't any, but imagine that instead of green, red here on this tribal club, it was green, red, blue. You could buy that for 1 wisdom scroll and then resell it for a chromatic orb. And that's a pretty big deal. It helps you make sure you have the proper colors. So I'm going to try to get triple green on this. I got it in 1 try, so not so bad. It's not outside of the realm of possibility that I would have the gem that I would need, or not the gem, the orb. But one thing that happened is this had 11 intelligence on it. I took it off, and now I can't use my increased critical strikes. That's fine, because the next level I'm going to get 20 intelligence anyway, so I'll just take it out. I would rather use my 3-link. We're going to go back to the prison. I'll navigate through there, and the next zone I will bring it back up. Alright, eventually you'll come to the upper prison. And I want to show you one thing I found on the way. At around this stage, you'll be able to find around level 5 zones amulets, which will give you boost to stats. So now I got the plus 25 intelligence I need to equip the increased critical strike support. I could have done it anyway because I got primal spirits, but I just wanted to point that out. Also, you should be looking for jewelry in general. It can give you pretty powerful stat boosts. It can give you powerful stat boots. No, but honestly, pretty powerful stuff here. We got a better rustic sash. This is 22. Another thing you might find yourself wanting to do as you're going through the game, transmutation orbs are incredibly common. You'll run into them all the time. When you get a new piece of gear that's level appropriate and it's white and it's an upgrade from what you have, it's sometimes a good idea to just throw a transmutation on it as you level up. In the early game, this is going to be a good way to get new gear because you're not going to find a lot of rares. I mean, you probably will, but not that many of them will be great anyway. So it's not, and they're not always going to be in the slot that you need. We are incredibly over leveled at this point. I'm going to go ahead and navigate through this zone and then pull it back up. Alright, here we are at the Wardens Quarters. You can see a nice little fresh blood trail on the ground here. You can follow that around. There's a body there. You run into Piety, who is going to be an important character going forward. You'll run into her quite a bit. And yeah, you just kind of follow through this little loop. You can read Chevron's journal if you'd like up there. I've read it many times, so no need to. There are a bunch of barrels to destroy if you want to do that. It's kind of a waste. Same thing with the chests. Sometimes you'll get some good stuff in here, but it's usually not worth it. You go through and you follow the blood trail. And at the end of the blood trail is this next zone, the Warden's Chambers. And the Warden is Brutus. So Brutus has a couple of different attacks here. We're gonna just kind of run him around in circles. He's kind of slow, as you can see. His attack animations are pretty slow, pretty easy to dodge. Not that bad for a first major boss. Bodies are kind of littering the ground here. Now, he does a decent amount of damage. He has that slam attack where he slams the ground. He also has an attack where he stomps the ground and those spikes start coming up. And then he can throw his hook and bring you over, like a get over here style Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. He doesn't have that much HP, and if you have medium or even preferably large life flask, you shouldn't really have too much of an issue with him. He's a pretty quick fight. Made short work of him right there. Of course, granted, like I said, I am fairly over-leveled, but my weapon isn't anything astounding or anything. It's, you know, the second tier, the level 5 weapon. That's a level 9 boss, I believe, 9 or 10. So, yeah, now we go back to town, and back in town, we get our movement skill. This one's important, Tarley. So, there's a couple of things you can get here, I guess, but primarily what this quest gives you are movement skills. If you don't want to use one of the ones that he has, I'm going to get Blink Arrow, which allows me to basically fire an arrow at a destination and you teleport to where it lands, and there's a clone left behind of you that fires at things. So I'm going to do that, but if you don't have the one that you want, you can always check through. So let's see, there are different ones we could get here, such as Leap Slam if we're playing a melee character. Whirling Blades also only works with one-handed swords, claws, or daggers. And there's a couple of other ones like Shield Charge, but we are not given that opportunity in this class. Not every class can get every gem immediately, but there are ways to get them, or you can just trade for them if you'd prefer. I'm going to move Burning Arrow and Pierce to my body armor because I love attack speed. This has attack speed, accuracy, and life, so I'm going to upgrade these. Little better life, 5 more or something like that. And then we'll sell some of our stuff here. We got a unique dagger. We're not really going to use it. You can always hold on to it for other characters, or you can just sell it. Gore Drill isn't that great. It's a fine leveling dagger, I suppose. I'm going to go ahead and sell it, though. And then we will go back to Prisoner's Gate. Now, Prisoner's Gate, if you follow the road, which is what is kind of the more intuitive thing to do. That was my blink arrow, by the way. If you follow the road, you'll run into Piety at the end of it, and she will close off your entrance to the next area. So we'll go ahead and show you that. This is longer than I remember it being, the road, but that's fine. We'll get there. There you go. There's Piety. So there's a thematic seal on it. But what you can do is one side of the road or the other will have a little kind of it'll have this ledge here, and you can go around the ledge, and if you go around the ledge you'll be able to follow a nice little path down here. We'll do the strongbox, see if there's anything good in it. I don't know if I explained strongboxes yesterday, but basically they are crates of loot that you can enchant with different effects, just like you can with any items. So any transmutation orbs or any of the items you have, you can actually enchant the strongboxes. Some of them come pre-enchanted, so they're either going to be magic, rare, or even unique, and they'll drop loot kind of based on that. It seems pretty random, so I usually don't bother using items on them. Sometimes when I have a lot of transmutes, I'll toss a transmute on them. And certain kinds of lockboxes, which there are your standard strong boxes, not lockboxes, but strong boxes. Certain strong boxes will have different effects. There's one that has currency items, which is called an Arcanist strongbox. There's a couple of other different types. There are large ones, there are armorers ones. Oh, nice little thing about movement skill, we can just kind of skip areas here. So I can just teleport down this ledge, skip all of this stuff. Pretty handy. We're almost to the end of the zone anyway. This is the zone boss, Guga. He shoots these, he leaves these lightning strikes on the ground, and if you're stepping in them, it does a lot of damage. They can stack up on top of each other, so need to watch out for that. If you stand in one place, he can do a lot of damage very quickly to you. Alright, so we will reach our waypoint here, and I think this is a good time to call it. I'm not really going to go evenly through, I'm just going to go for when I think I've created enough content, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hello friends, this is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming. Thank you for watching the video. Behind Eyes Gaming is brought to you by viewers like you. Please don't forget to check out my Patreon in the link below, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon if you'd like to be notified of future videos, live streams, and more. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!